Mom loves you so much. My little nose, my little button nose, little lips. Hello, my name is Natasha. My daughter's name is also Natasha. She fell into a coma after pregnancy. My daughter's name is Natashenka, just like mine. She graduated from the Agricultural Institute. She's a veterinarian. She loved dogs so much that she would bring all the dogs home. Then she started working as a nanny. She loves children very much, and so she has been working as a nanny in families for 15 years. My husband passed away, and Natashenka didn't start a family. She thought about it for a long time and decided to do in vitro fertilization. They tried several times and then a miracle happened and Natashenka got pregnant. There was so much joy when it turned out to be twins. She was jumping with happiness, she was just flying. Her eyes were shining so brightly. She would stroke her belly and say, "My babies, my sweethearts." Oh my God, it was... The dream didn't come true. I got a baby, but a grown one. As of today, she is 41 years old. Somewhere around 19, maybe 20 weeks, she felt pain in her lower abdomen. She was put on bed rest, but her water started to leak a little. In the gynecology department, they said, we asked if it was possible to save the babies or not. They said to just put a pad underneath. They called her an ambulance and sent her to the regional maternity hospital. She called me around 11 and said, "Mom, come," but she said, "Don't get upset, just come." So I came. She had already been taken for a cleaning. She urgently needed an abortion. They removed the babies and the next day they removed her uterus and tubes to eliminate the source of infection because sepsis had started. She was conscious when they took her to have her uterus removed. I ran after her to the operating room. She was saying, "Mom, go to the ward, Mom, go to the ward." The doctors told me this later. She was very worried about me on the operating table and kept saying, "Just don't tell Mom, she was waiting so much for grandchildren. Just don't tell Mom that we won't have children." And in the morning, my daughter had a cardiac arrest for 2 minutes. The doctors said she was revived quickly, but it was enough for the occipital part of her brain to die. Irreversibly? If other parts of the brain take over some functions, that would be good. God help me. She fell into a coma. I can't say for sure, but I think she came out of the coma after about a month. It was still a coma, but just a different stage. She started breathing on her own. She began to breathe. She opened her eyes. And for another month, the doctors in the intensive care unit fought for her life. 2 months. But she never regained consciousness, though her condition was stable. They said she was in a stable but serious condition. The threat to her life had passed. If she isn't treated, my little Natasha will remain unconscious. She needs treatment. Something has to be done. And he advised me to contact a rehabilitation center. They came and said, yes, there is a chance, but it's very small. It could take months or it could take years. I said that even if there's just a 1% chance, I will hold on to it, because that's all I have in this life. This is my only child. There's no one else. 2 days later, I called an ambulance and took her to this rehabilitation center. She stayed there for 4 months. 4 months. There are small improvements. She is really showing positive progress. But as of the 16th, it will be 6 months that she has been conscious and bedridden. She is not in a coma. Her eyes have opened. She follows with her eyes. But it's impossible to know if she actually sees anything. But sometimes she focuses her gaze on someone. They restored her breathing, and now she can sit normally in a chair and breathe on her own for 5 or 6 hours. They brought a wheelchair to take her out of bed. She reacts to noise, she hears very well, and she shows emotions on her face. My love should simply wake her up because right now there is no contact with her. She reacts to pain, she moves her hands and squeezes them when she's in pain. She smiles, she has some emotional expressions. If she's unhappy, she wrinkles her forehead. If I tell her something funny, she smiles. All her joints, everything is flexible because they've worked with her, she's had a lot of training. I had to take her from the rehabilitation center and bring her home. Because I can't afford it financially, I've already sold everything I could. There's nothing left to sell. In about 4 months, I spent around $1.5 million. And here in Odessa, she was hospitalized, and that also cost $20,000 to save my child. Because the prognosis was very grim. 1, good job, now back. On January 6th, I brought Natashenka home. Right here where my little daughter Natashenka is lying now, there were supposed to be 2 small cribs. She picked them out and ordered them. One was white and the other was brown. For some reason, she thought, well, I guess that's what they told her during the ultrasound, that she was having a girl and a boy. But now they've told me that she was supposed to have 2 boys. I just got confused. I sat there for 2 days. I couldn't feed her. Honestly, I just didn't know what to do. She needs to be turned onto her side every 2 hours to prevent bed sores. So the whole night is spent turning the child over. During the day, the list of pills begins. Joint exercises because they can't be left without movement. The morning starts with washing the whole body, disinfecting the entire body, and applying ointment to the lips and gums. Because she bites herself. She can't express her emotions, so she bites her lip. For some reactions, she bites her lip. To say that I'm holding on is an understatement, you know. I just don't have any other choice. I feel really bad, but I'm pulling myself together. I'm trying to stay strong. I can't let myself relax because if not me, then no one will. If I collapse or something happens to me, she won't survive, she just won't make it. She simply has no one who cares about her. I still can't believe it. I have this feeling that it's just some other girl lying there, and mine will come, she'll knock on the door any minute and come in. Whenever we said goodbye, when she was leaving, I would always sit, run to the window and wave to her. That was like a rule for us. If I was running late or did something and didn't see her, she would stand and wait until I waved to her. And I miss that so much. Now I just sit by that window, sometimes look out, and someone is walking by. Natashenka really loved bright clothes. She loves bright clothes. And so I look someone in bright clothes and I tell myself my Natashenka is coming to visit me. This new year the first new year I spent without her. I was alone. Mommy's bunny, mommy's girl, my child, I will teach you. I will tell you everything from the very beginning. Right, daughter? This is mommy. These are flowers. Of course, I'm looking for a nurse or a caregiver with work experience, maybe with a medical background, so that they wouldn't get confused and could provide help, because it's very scary. I'm lying. Every time I jump up at night, I check if she's breathing or not. When she starts having seizures, it's scary. I get confused. It's impossible to get used to this, or to get accustomed, or to somehow talk about all of it. It's just an extra trauma for me, and so I withdrew into myself. My mom and dad have already passed away, and I don't have any other relatives. So it turned out that Natasha and I lived for each other. She lived for me and I lived for her. I hope that my motherly love will still lift her up. Because it just can't be. It just can't happen. Children should live. They should live and take care of their parents. But never the other way around. By this time we should have already been out walking with strollers, with 2 strollers. It's terrifying. It's terrifying when your child is writhing and you're helpless. You can't do anything to help. Nothing at all. If I could, I'd give her my heart, but that's impossible. For me, my little daughter, my dear Natasha, my beloved, my precious, she means more to me than my own life. She is my support, my hope, my love, my fairy tale. I always call her my daughter. Where is my sunshine? Where is my daughter? She responds, hears, and opens her eyes. She is my life, she is my love, still she is the most beloved, the dearest. Everything I have in this world is my daughter, Natalia, my girl, my daughter, my daughter.